Hey you guys, welcome to Crafting with Julia. I'm Julia and I'm so glad you tuned in today. If you enjoy my videos, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can be notified of all my newly released videos. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I invite you to join my Facebook group called Crafting with Julia's Creative Community, where you can be part of my crafting family. All of these links are in the description below this video. I have lots of scary fun for you today, plus a special bonus. We're going to be making an adorable ghost pillow. We're going to be making a spooky Halloween display with all my favorite Halloween characters. We're going to be making a trick-or-treat Halloween jar hanger. We're going to be making a vase that will fit in perfectly with your Halloween decor. And then last but not least, we're going to be making a vampire wine bottle cover. So stay tuned. I have a special bonus for you today. This video is in collaboration with a very talented YouTube crafter. Her name is Tracy. She's from Country Charm by Tracy. So after you viewed my video, please go over to her channel to see her awesome Halloween projects. Her link is in the description below this video. Please leave her a comment and tell her I sent you. Project number 1, a spooky Halloween display. First, I took some wood and I cut it. I cut one piece 12 inches, one piece 10, 8, and 6. And I'm going to make a mummy, Frankenstein, a ghost, and a pumpkin. We're going to start with the mummy. So I already painted a black strip here, and I'm going to put the eyes on that part. So what I did was I took some drop cloth and I just ripped a very long piece, and I'm going to use that to wrap the mummy. So we're going to start at the top. I'm going to put a little bit of glue here, and I'm going to attach the drop cloth, and we're just going to keep bringing it around. Okay, then we're going to glue that piece to the bottom. And now we're going to take large googly eyes and we're going to put them in the opening. Okay, and there's our mummy. Now we're ready to do the ghost. So first I'm going to take my sanding block and I am going to distress the edges. Okay, he's nice and distressed, and now we are ready to paint the eyes and the mouth. So I want to make sure I get all the powder off, and now we're just going to freehand it. Okay, and there's our ghost. Okay, now we're ready for our pumpkin. So again, I'm going to take my sanding block and I'm just going to distress it. Okay, now we're ready to paint the pumpkin. So again, I'm just going to freehand it. I want to make some triangle eyes. And there's our little pumpkin face. We're going to put the stem on the top. And then I'll add a little raffia. And a little raffia bow to the top. Too big. Okay, so that's the pumpkin. Now we're ready for Frankenstein. We are going to distress him, taking the sanding block, just going around the edges, like I did with the other ones. So first we're going to start with the head. Taking black paint, just paint his hair. Now we're going to do his eyes. Now I went ahead and I did the eyes with my Cricut in vinyl. And so we're gonna put those on now. So I'm just gonna peel the back off. Okay, so we're gonna put that on. Right there. Okay, we have our eyes. And now we're going to draw the mouth. And a little nose. Now I made his neck bolts out of wine corks that I painted gray. So I'm just going to glue that onto the side of his head, of his neck. Okay, and there's our little Frankenstein. And now it's all going to come together on this piece of wood. So I'm going to make a riser, and then I'm going to put a Happy Halloween sign on there. So I'm going to glue these 1.5 inch balls to the bottom, to the base. Okay, so that will be my riser. So now I'm going to go ahead and paint it. So my riser is painted. I painted it with matte black spray paint. And like I said, I put my risers on and I used a 1.5 inch ball. It's a ball that has a flat side so that I could glue it to the underside. So I went ahead and I painted that, and now I'm just going to distress the edge. So I made these letters to go on this piece here, and I made this with my Cricut die cut machine. These are vinyl letters. So I'm just going to pull off the back very carefully, make sure all the letters come off. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And now I am going to center it on here. Just eyeball it. Give it a good scrape. And peel off the stencil. And happy Halloween. So I am going to put that right here. So with some wood glue, I'm going to take my wood glue and I'm going to attach it to the riser. Like so. Okay. Then I'm going to take my guys and we are going to now put them on the riser. Put them where I want. And I like that, just like that. So we're going to take the pumpkin, put some wood glue on the bottom, put him there. I'm going to take the mummy, do the same thing. The ghost. And Frankenstein. And we're going to put him right there. Now, while that's drying, I'm going to embellish it a little bit. I am going to be using these scary Halloween trees. I got these either at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, I forget. I always go there at the end of the season and you get these things really cheap. So these are from last year. So I really don't remember which place I got it from, but they all sell basically the same things. So I'm going to take this guy and we're going to put that, we're going to put him right there. So I'm going to take a little hot glue, put it on the bottom, and hopefully this sticks. So I'm going to hold it in place for a little bit, make sure that dries well. I finally got my trees to stick. I ended up having to glue them a little bit onto the mummy and the ghost just to make them stand up. I had a little bit of a problem with that, but I finally got it to stick. Then I have this cute little spider that I think I'm going to put on the mummy. I think I'll put that right there on him. And then I have these pumpkins. Okay, and then I have this Halloween garland. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but I think I like that. I think I'm going to give him a little bow tie. I think that looks adorable. Project number 2, an adorable ghost pillow. So I traced my ghost onto burlap. I doubled the burlap and I traced it onto the burlap, and then I sewed around the edge. Reason why I sewed around the edge is because I put it in the washer and dryer, and where it's sewed will stop it from fraying. And I wanted this shabby look, but I'm going to have to trim it a little bit because this is the way it comes out of the dryer. It's a hairy mess, so I'm just going to trim these long pieces off. Okay, now that I have it all trimmed, I am going to stencil on the eyes and the mouth. So I'm going to put my pattern back on, and with a stenciling brush, I am just going to paint the eyes. Okay. Now I'm going to take some polyfill and we're ready to stuff our ghost. So I'm just going to put it through the opening that I left. And with my stuffing fork, I'm going to push it all the way through. And we're done. Project number 3, a Halloween vase. So I took an old glass vase and some hot glue, and with the hot glue I drew a web on the face of the vase. So then I took the vase and I spray painted it with this chalkboard spray paint from Rust-Oleum. And look how great this came out. Check this out, guys. Is that not cute? Oh my God, I love it. I just love it. This was such an easy project, and who knew you could do that with hot glue? I love it. Project number 4, a vampire wine bottle cover. I have my vampire cape pattern, which I traced onto red fabric, which is attached to black fabric. So I have a piece of black, complete piece of red, right sides together, and I traced the pattern out on the fabric. Now you will find the link for the PDF for this pattern in the description below this video. Now I also want to tie the cape once I have it on the bottle. So what I'm going to do is I am going to sew this into my my cape. So what I want to do is lay this down inside the fabric. I'm going to put enough of it so that I can tie it. So that is going to go inside there, and this is going to be sewn right at where I want to tie it. So I'm going to attach that right there. And I want to make sure that's all inside, because when I turn it right side out, that will come out on the right side. So I'm going to do the same thing for this side. I'm going to tuck this all under. And I'm going to pin this to there. Okay, now I'm going to sew it. So I sewed it all around, and I left a little opening at the bottom so that I can turn it right side out. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And this is the little tool that I use to turn it inside out. It's a fabric tube, and they come in 3 different sizes. And then I just take the pointed edge and I'll go in and get all my points. So I want to make sure I have a good point. Okay, now I am now going to close the hole up just with a little glue. And close that up. And now I'm going to iron it. I'm going to fold the collar back and I will iron it and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, it's all ironed. Now we're ready to put it on the bottle. So we're just going to tie a little bow. Okay, now see, this is why I left a lot of ribbon, because I wasn't sure how much ribbon I would need for the tail. So I'm going to cut this now. Okay, I'm going to fold the collar over. And voila! Vampire bottle cover. That makes a great hostess gift. Wouldn't you say? This tag I got at Dollar General for $1. And we're going to turn it into a Halloween tag. So what I'm first going to do is remove this little metal top. I'm going to take my Phillips head screwdriver and just remove the screws. And I'm going to pop this off. Actually, I don't need to take the whole thing off. I just need to lift it so that I can get my paper in there. So I have 3 pieces of Halloween paper. I can't tell you where I got it from. This is in my stash for years and years. So it's just a Halloween themed paper. So my first piece is going to go on the top, and I'm going to trace it around to where I want. So I'm going to go 1/3 and 1/3. So this piece here will go up top like that. And I'm going to cut that out and probably come down to about Well, let's see. Let's measure this out. So, yeah, I want it to come down about 3 inches. So it's going to come to about here. Okay. Okay, same thing on the other side to about there. Okay. Then my second piece, I'm just going to put on there, and then my third piece is going to go around the bottom. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to cut these out. Okay, now we're going to decoupage these pieces on. So using a little Mod Podge, I'm going to put these pieces on. So that's going to go there. That one will go in the center, right there, and then this one will go on the bottom. Now I need to trim this a little bit, so I'm going to take some of that off. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's trim this a little bit. Okay, so that will go there, and that will go there. Perfect. Okay. So taking some Mod Podge, I'm going to put some Mod Podge here on the tag. Okay, so I'm going to lay my first paper down. Then I'm going to lay my second one down. Then I'm going to lay my third one down. Now, I am going to take a nail file and just rough up the edges. I want it to look distressed. See what I'm doing? Okay, now I'm going to lay that back down and I'm going to put the screws back in. Okay, I screwed it back in. So far, that's what we have. And now I am going to add some lettering, which I made with my Cricut die cut machine. We're going to put trick or treat. So I cut them out in vinyl. And let's give it a little scrape. Hopefully it comes off like that. And we are going to put it right in the center. Trick or treat. Okay, and then I made this little bow to put on the top. So let's glue that to the top of the jar. Put that right there, the top. And there's our trick or treat sign. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again real soon. Happy crafting!